looks ready to go. Oh, I have to... Alright, we're streaming. And remind me, I have this scoreboard graphic here, and it includes the score, the inning, and the number of outs.
Okay.
But I feel like I might get caught napping a little bit and forget to change the inning stuff. So make sure, keep an eye on that, because there's a chance I could forget. Oh, this is nice. We can actually, I didn't realize we could see the scoreboard from here. We have a decent angle on the scoreboard, so that's pretty nice.
Oh, sure.
Man, the new scoreboard is nice.
Not showing up yet. Everything good?
Is it showing anything?
Not yet. Could just be that usually it doesn't take that this long.
Oh. Let's see. I have.
Oh, here we go.
Perfect. Oh wait, that actually. I hit start streaming and then I stopped the stream instantly afterward.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
That might be what that was. It says it's streaming right now, and I have.
Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Welcome to the USN River Campus. Today we have the USN Baseball White versus Garnet scrimmage. My name is Reed Murray, and alongside me is Dr. Fitz. Here to do a radio broadcast. Our camera is not working. We've had technical difficulties, so we will be doing a radio broadcast for today. Hopefully in the future we won't have such issues. We'll be able to get some video straightened out. We have the White versus Garnet scrimmage today. Similar to a football spring game, you could call it, with the two sides split up for their inter-squad scrimmage. And we're about to start now. Wyatt Washko is on the hill to deliver the first pitch. Dr. Fitz, what are you hoping to see today in this inter-squad scrimmage?
Well, I'm very excited to see the pitching talent that we have. Great to see the senior Wyatt Washko. He has a lot of experience out there on the mound for the White team. And remains to be seen who's going to be starting for the Red team. But I think it's going to be really tough on all the hitters today. It'll be a good practice session for him.
Yeah, Wyatt Washko now 1-1 count for a strike to open the game, and now he throws a ball. So the count is 1-1. The ball goes back to him. Gets signs from catcher Nathan Woodard. And he deals. No swing on that pitch. Yet to see a swing so far for the Garnet team. 3 pitches, 2 strikes, and now 1 count.
I looked sharp early on, really pounding the strike zone, but also mixing it in with his signature curveball, keeping the batter guessing.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. He's been a pitcher ever since he came into this program. Obviously, last year the season was cut short, so we didn't get to see too much of him. But he has been one of the team's top arms ever since he stepped foot onto this field. So now going into his senior year, hopefully we're going to see the best performances of his career. And so far he's looking strong in these first couple pitches in this scrimmage. And now Woodard is headed out to the mound for a meeting with the pitcher. Not quite sure what it's about, and the meeting has concluded. Wyatt heads back to the rubber, and he's set to deal the 1-2 pitch. Mahoney Donick eager to get a swing here. The 1-2 pitch is a ball. It's going to be 2-2 now on the freshman Donick.
Tried to drop the curveball in there, but Mahoney didn't go for it.
Yeah, when you get a 1-2 count, you're ahead in the count, and especially in a game like this, you know, it's a time to experiment some things, see how the curveball's working. So, good call on his part. And now we have the 2-2 pitch. Chuck swung at it, and he is out. That is strike 3. Looked like he did not take a full swing. The pitch was perfectly placed anyway. So strikeout looking will be the official ruling, and Wyatt Washko gets the first K of the day.
Yeah, I had that right on the outside corner with a check swing, just as you called it. Wyatt painted the corner just perfect on that.
Hugh Greenfield now stepping up to the plate for his first at bat of the day. Here comes the pitch. And it's a ball high and to the right. So 1-0 count now for Greenfield. And Greenfield steps out of the box. There's a bit of a delay in play. White team getting their signs. And now Washko goes through the motions, doesn't give a pitch. Greenfield steps back into the box. So now a 1-0 count on the junior center fielder. Washko sets. And it's a strike. Swing and a miss for Greenfield. 1-1 is the count now.
He went for it all on that one. He took a big cut at that fastball.
Yeah, he wanted to hit that one out of the park, you can tell. And all these players eager to get out on the field, eager to start playing this season after having last season postponed. And now Hugh Greenfield swings and misses at a second one, so a 1-2 count. Season was canceled last season after just about 2 or 3 games. So you can see it even in the way they swing. they are eager to get back out here.
Seems like Wyatt's got a little more velocity on that fastball. He's worked really hard on his conditioning the last couple of years, and we can see the results paying off.
Strike 3, right down the middle, and he blew it by him. That's 2 outs now for the White team. And we'll see if Washco can strike out the side here. 3 up, 3 down. Townsend Stevenson steps up to the plate.
Now, Townsend is a very powerful hitter. He was going to be a tough out for Wyatt.
And Wyatt throws that pitch far left, outside of the strike zone, so it's going to be a ball. But like you were talking about with Wyatt Washko's velocity, you know, he's been known for getting in shape. You know, really, he has been an animal in the gym. And you can see it paying off, his arm strength. I mean, he had a strong arm before, but you can tell that a difference has been made, and it's going to help the team throughout the season. Second pitch is also outside, so it's going to be a 2-0 count now. Townsend takes a good eye. That one looked like it was a breaking ball, and Stevenson did not take the bait.
The added velocity on that fastball is going to make that curve ball all the more effective with the greater difference in pace.
And the 2-0 pitch is going to be a ball high, so 3-0 count now. Washko's struggling here early in the game after 2 strikeouts. So now Stevenson unlikely to take a hack at this one. And we might see a walk here. Washko sets. And he deals. Stevenson pops it up. And it caught by Isaac Gordon. He tracked behind first base, made the catch, so 3 up, 3 down for the White team. They head into the bottom half of the inning without giving up any runs, 0-0 score. And now they look to get on the board.
That's going to make, that defensive play is going to make Coach G very happy. Sort of always a little tricky on those little shallow pop-ups to right field. Good communication essential. Isaac Gordon came over from the second base position. He did a great job calling off the other players, the first baseman and the right fielder. And he made a solid catch to retire Townsend. 1-2-3. The red team went down.
Interesting if Townsend to take a swing there. The pitch looked good, but it is a 3-0 count, and usually in USN Baseball they tell you not to swing at those. But then again, this isn't a real game. This is an inter-squad scrimmage. They might just be telling them to hit whenever you get the chance, and just try to get some kind of experience. Try to get some swings under your belt, because it's not necessarily important to be getting a walk here in the scrimmage. It's much more important to make contact, pitch, you know. So we'll see if that's a change in USN Baseball. Because like I said, that has been something along with a lot of other teams in baseball, you don't swing at a 3-0 count. So we'll see if they do make that change, but it's likely that's just because of the scrimmage.
That may become a teaching point later on. Like Coach G may say, hey, I let you decide if you wanted to swing away or take on the 3-0, and then when we swung away, we gave away an out. So we really want to be thinking on the 3-0 situation. Maybe that's how Coach G will make use of that situation in the future.
And as we head to the bottom of the first, we do have Townsend Stevenson, who just popped up. He is on the mound. He'll be starting the game for the Garnet team as the pitcher. And, for all the pitchers in the USN program, they've worked really hard on trying to get that velocity up. They've done a lot of off-season work. Seem to be paying off for Wyatt, and we'll see if it pays off for Townsend. He's had a strong arm. A lot of these guys on the team, strong arms, but we'll see if they've become even stronger with all the preseason work that they've done.
Now I'm trying to see who's doing the catching for the Garnet team.
Looks like it's Dylan Washko.
Oh yeah, 13.
Yeah, it is Dylan back there behind the plate. Dylan, a freshman, brother of Wyatt Washko, one of the members of that team that won the HVAC championship about 2 years ago, along with the class of 23. All those guys were on that team as well. So good chemistry between Townsend and Dylan, and we'll see how it works out. Here we start the bottom half of the first inning. Steps up to the plate. and it will be fielded by Hugh Greenfield in center field. So Owen, on the first pitch of the day for the white team at the plate, he gets on base with a solid single. Grant Reilly, freshman third baseman.
Now we know Coach G loves to run, so let's see if he's got Owen in motion on the base pass early on, even in the preseason. It's a big lead over there at first base.
And he does not steal there. Strike is the call on the pitch. It was looked at by Grant Reilly, decided not to take a swing. But yeah, Coach G, an aggressive coach when it comes to the bases, and he tried to pick him off. Owen gets back in time. Townsend with a quick pick to first base. Did not fool his Class 23 counterpart, Owen Block.
Yeah, sort of a tempo move. He wasn't even really on the rubber, just grabbed it and quick fired it over to first base. Nothing doing.
0-1 pitch is a ball. Low and outside, so a 1-1 count now. And like I was saying, Coach G is an aggressive coach on the base paths. He likes to pull out a small ball too. Owen Block, a fast guy too. So we'll see if we see some kind of bunt or steal play here. Ball outside, 2-1 count now. On that pitch from Townsend. 2-1 count. Runner on first. Taking a bit of big leads. No signs of stealing yet. And now they'll steal. And Dylan doesn't even throw it. Pitch was outside. 3-1 count now, and Owen Block advances to second base. He saw that Owen was already there. Would have been asking for a mistake to happen if he had thrown that ball. No point trying to get him. So now runner on second base, 3-1 count. Probably going to see a fastball down the middle here from Townsend. He deals. And it is a walk. Looked like a strike was called. It was a low pitch. Looked like the umpire gave a strike signal, but he was pointing to first base for a walk. So runners on first and second now. And stepping up to the plate for the white team, it is Nathan Woodard, the catcher, and the senior. So 2 runners on. Townsend early in this game, dealing some adversity, and a solid hitter at the plate. Nathan squares for a bunt, pulls back, and now they're going to steal. Ball is dropped by Dylan Washko. So now runners on second and third. Good work by Nathan to help advance the base runner. So now runners on second and third. He's got 2 runners in scoring position. Let's see what he does with it now.
Yeah, and with no outs as well, you really are trying to make a big inning here if you're the white team.
Yeah, 1-0 count on Woodard. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And it's looked at. It was outside, but it was called a strike right on the edge of the strike zone. So 1-1 count now. The 1-1 pitch is high, so it's going to be a 2-1 count now. Comes the pitch, and it's swung on and ripped by Nathan Woodard, goes into left field. Will Meyer picking it up. 2 runners will score. Nathan Woodard hustling to second base. Ball is overthrown, and he will make it. So now 2 runs scored on the double from Nathan Woodard. He throws up the U to his teammates in the dugout, something this team does a lot when they hit a double or a triple. They'll make a U sign with their hands, similar to the Miami Hurricanes. And that's what he just did there to celebrate the double. So 2-0 is the score now. Still no outs on the white team. And they take a lead.
Yeah, Nathan got a lot of that pitch right there. That was pretty deep into left field. Came up, maybe 20 feet short of the wall.
Well, France squared around a bunt there. He pulled it back. Nathan did not steal. Strike is called. 0-1 count now. Not sure if Woodard missed a sign or if it was a genuine bunt from France. Looked to square around there, pulls it back. Now he's ready to hit. Swung on and missed. 0-2 count on the first baseman. Runner on second base, not taking too big of a lead. Strike. No, it's going to be called a ball. Looked to be right down the middle, but it was a little low of the strike zone, and now Dylan Washko will have a meeting with Townsend Stevenson right in between the plate and the mound. looked like that was strike 3 to me, but of course we don't have as good of an angle as the umpire does, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Or no, that was actually strike 2. My apologies. So 0-2 count. Now it was a strike. I'm not going crazy here. Runner advances to third, and now Nathan will get a courtesy runner. Ball high and wide. 1-2 count now.
Townsend also, just like Wyatt, maybe even more so, really with a great difference in velocity between his fastball and his curveball. Very tough on the hitter.
1-2 pitch goes wide, and the runner goes towards home. Dylan tried to give it to Townsend, but he scores. He tried to flip it towards Townsend, who was dashing towards the plate, but the ball fell out of his hand, couldn't get it to the pitcher in time, so now 3-0 is the score in favor of the White team.
That's always a scary moment as the catcher when the ball goes back to the backstop. There's a runner on third. Turning and flipping that ball to the pitcher covering home is a tight time window, and the courtesy runner there scored very quickly, so very little chance for the red team.
2-2 pitch is low and outside, so full count now, and Dylan looks like he wants to go talk to Townsend. And, you know, here at the River campus, the backstop is pretty short. That looked like a risky play for the runner to go, but he got there in time. He knew his speed. It was a smart, calculated play, and of course Dylan dropped the ball, so wasn't in too much danger anyway. Here comes a 3-2 pitch from Stevenson to France. Pitch is outside, so now Colin will walk, and now a meeting will happen at the mound between the catcher and pitcher.
I like to see teams, particularly at the high school level, be aggressive in base running, make the other team make a good play to get you out, because the defensive skills at this level are not, what you see at the college or certainly the pro level.
Yeah, and certainly for us as spectators, we do love to see some aggressive base running, some small ball maybe, something to sort of spice the game up. And USN's no stranger to that. They definitely they like doing that. Aggressive on the base paths, not afraid to take a risk, especially in a game against a higher quality district opponent. So hopefully we can see some of that in this scrimmage today. Meeting still going on at the mound, and it looks like it'll conclude pretty soon.
And also in a preseason game, just go ahead and try some wild stuff, you know what I mean? See how the defense reacts. Maybe you find something that you can make use of to catch an opponent off guard in a game that counts.
Yeah, we might see more of that later on in the game. See some different bunt coverages or first and third situations, something like that. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Runner on first right now, though, Wyatt Washko. The pitcher steps up to the plate. One pitcher to another. France tries to steal second. Throw down is there, and he is out. First out of the inning for the Garnet team. Colin France had a good read on the pitch. He didn't have the speed though, and Dylan Washko made a perfect throw right on the money, perfectly timed to retire France. So now we have a 1-0 count and 1 out.
Colin's trying to keep his uniform clean for the regular season. Didn't get down and slide there, but I'm sure that's something that will be emphasized between now and the start of the season.
1-1 pitch the 1-0 pitch was far outside, so 2-0 is the count now. Yeah, I think in a regular season game he probably would have slid there, but the ball was already there when he was about 2 steps away from the base, so really no point in potentially injuring yourself with a slide there. And the 2-0 pitch is right down the middle, 2-1. Wyatt Washko watched it go by, so 2-1 is the count now with no runners on base. Here's the pitch. High and wide. 3-1 the count now. Probably going to see a fastball. Probably going to be somewhere down the middle here, as that's what pitchers like to throw on a 3-1 count. They don't want to throw anything risky and get a walk. And the hitters know that. They know that a good pitch is coming their way, so we'll see if Wyatt Washko will get a hold of one here. He is a PO, pitcher only, not known for hitting, but he can't hit one when he wants. Pitch is outside. He will be walked. And now stepping up to the plate, Harrison Fitzgibbon, the right fielder. Wyatt on first base. We'll see if they get a courtesy runner for him because he is the pitcher as Harry steps up to the plate. Wyatt took a lead, went back to the base, and now Townsend steps off the rubber Harry backs out of the box. And now reset. Courtesy runner coming on now for Wyatt. Like we were saying earlier, you don't like to have your pitchers and catchers out there on the bases. Obviously, here comes the pick, and he doesn't get there in time. You don't like to have your pitchers and catchers on the base paths too often, both for time purposes so they can get out there in time, and to keep them from being injured from a potential bad slide or something. And the 0-0 pitch looked at, and it's called a strike. 0-1 the count. We've seen a lot of takes here. Not too much swinging going on so far. Sort of feeling each other out. Here comes the pick to first base. Not good enough to get the out. Looks like Grant Reilly is the courtesy runner here. The number 2 hitter who scored earlier. Swung on and missed. 0-2 count now. So there was a swing there, as we were just talking about. Swung on and missed though, so now it'll be a 2 count, and we'll see what Fitzgibbon does here. We might see a curveball or some sort of odd pitch from Stevenson here. Rip back, fires it, and it is outside. So 1-2
Townsend with a fastball there. Didn't miss by too much, but Harry.
Yeah, usually on 0-2 you're not going to see a perfect pitch. You're going to try to hit something on the outside of the strike zone, try to get him to swing out of desperation. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. And struck by the catcher, it's going to be a ball. And Grant gets to second base in time. So 2-2 the count now. Now Townsend, he had a 0-2 count. He's in a bit worse of a position, but still having control here of this at bat. Middle infielder is working to keep Grant from getting too ambitious out on second base. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by Harry. That's 2 outs. Strike 3 for the white team. So now 3-0 still the score. Runner on second base, and we have 2 outs.
That pitch was a little bit high and inside, and that's always tempting for the hitter. Harry looked to check his swing at the last second, but couldn't pull it back. Struck out swinging.
Strike right there. We have Joseph Ozen coming up to the plate. Pitch looked a bit outside, but he hit the corner of the strike zone according to the umpire. So 0-1 is the count. Runner still on second base. Now he's taking a much larger lead, and Townsend will step off to keep him at bay. Usually check swings are not a thing you want to see from your team in a game, especially in a game like this. You want to see them try to commit a little bit more. We've seen a couple of those so far in this game, and there's a full swing, but it's missed. 0-2 the count now on Joseph.
I'm sure Townsend would love to get this one himself out of this first inning, but has been a long one for the Garnet.
And ball high there, so 1-2 is the count. And you're right, yeah, it has been a long inning, especially with those first 3 batters. 2 batters, we get a hit, then we get a walk. A couple steals, a couple pass balls on the catcher, and then we get a 2-run double. But now that's swung on and missed by Joseph. And it was a drop third strike. Now he's getting to first base, and he gets there in time. That is a serious mistake for the Garnet team. They threw it back to third base, trying to keep Joseph from scoring. And little did they realize, trying to keep Grant from scoring. Little did they realize Joseph was running down the first baseline. By the time they made the throw, he was already there. So runners on first and third now. We might see an interesting stealing and or bunting situation as Brock Burgess steps up to the plate.
That's just a lack of situational awareness. All you got to do is get the runner out at first, and then the inning's over. You got to know that that's the third strike. It doesn't matter that the runner's going to third. We threw down to third for no reason. All you got to do is tag the runner, or if he gets away from you, throw it down to first, and you should have plenty of time to get that third out.
Yeah, and he is a young catcher now, and we're going to see a meeting between, this looks like the 3rd or 4th meeting between Townsend and Dillon this inning. He is a young catcher. He's definitely still got time to make mistakes and learn from them, and especially like we keep making this point. It's just a scrimmage. You want to make mistakes like this now instead of in the regular season, so hopefully they'll learn from that. We won't see that too many more times again. And now runners on first and third. We have an 0-0 count. Townsend remains on the mound. Brock Burgess is in the box. And he tries to pick off move to first base. He stepped off. He started to deliver a pitch, went to third base, turned around, went to first base. Runner got back in time. Joseph was not fooled by the move. And it was good timing. He almost got the out, but Joseph, he dove back in time. Move is not enough to trick him. And Joseph will now steal. Dylan looks down to second base. Joseph with a headfirst slide into second base. Dylan faked a throw there, tried to catch Grant off guard. He couldn't. And now we have runners on second and third, just like we did at the very beginning of this inning. Pitches outside, pass ball. Will Dylan get him this time? Flips it to Townsend, but the runner's there in time. So 4-0 to score now. Short backstop, but these runners are fast. And that's the fourth run of the inning for the White team.
Yeah, at this level, oftentimes when you see the first and third situation, the catcher is coached not even to try to throw the runner out at second base. They'll just eat it, they'll fake a throw, try to entice the runner at third to make a mistake. But basically, they just conceded second base to the runner.
Yeah, but now we have a strike three. They got the run on the pass ball, but right there, pitch comes right down the middle. Brock did not want to swing at it, and that is the third out of the inning. So now the Garnet team will finally get off the field, and they'll step back into the batter's box. And hopefully for them, they can get some more batters. I think the 3 down last inning, as Washko retired every batter who came up to him with little trouble. So now the Garnet team down 4-0. We'll see how they respond here.
Beautiful day here today, Reed. Barely a cloud in the sky. My car was showing 57 degrees. Driving out here, we got the familiar river campus breeze. Start of spring, baseball season. Can't beat it.
You're absolutely right about that. It is a beautiful day out here. I thought it was going to be a little colder, but the weather is incredible. And we're really happy to be here as we await this second inning. Obviously, circumstances could be better in terms of broadcasting. Our camera, unfortunately, did not get set up, so that's why we're doing a radio broadcast. If you missed that in the beginning of this broadcast, that is the situation. Hopefully, in the future, we will be able to get better video broadcasts out to you watchers, or to you viewers. So hopefully, next time out, you'll be able to see the great weather and see what's going on here. But for now, we've just got the radio broadcasts. But hopefully you don't mind. And now, we're going to start the top of the second inning. White Washko still on the hill and stepping up to the plate is Aiden Savono.
Aiden did some work with us in the broadcast booth during basketball season, and I had a chance to talk with him a few times, and he's very fired up for this baseball season.
Foul ball there, goes over the fence. Colin France looked like he was going to get it, but it landed, and he didn't dive over the fence to make a crazy Anthony Rizzo-like acrobatic play. So France will stay alive here, Savono will stay alive here with an 0-1 count. You're right, Aiden Savono. He came in and did a game with the broadcasting club. I believe it was against Father Ryan. It was a good game. Unfortunately, the Tigers did not come away with a win. But now he's on the baseball field, and just like everyone else on the team, excited to get this season going. Pitch is high, so it's a 1-1 count. And Washko steps back onto the rubber. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, and it's hit to right field. Brock Burgess picks it up, and Aiden will get to first base in time. He throws it in to Isaac Gordon, and they will keep him from getting to second. Solid single, and now they got a runner on first base. And with that runner on first base, stepping up to the plate, Dylan Washko, the catcher. The freshman catcher now getting his first at-bat as a USN high schooler, along with a few other freshmen who are on the White team who've gotten their at-bats so far. Pickoff goes to first base. Doesn't get him in time. Colin France, the first baseman, will throw it back to Wyatt Washko. Oh, count, and he deals. Swung on, it's going to be a high foul ball, will end up somewhere on the softball field, and it'll be a 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's going to be picked up by Nathan Woodard. Aiden trying to get to second base. Nathan tries to gun him down. But Aiden gets there in time. Ball dropped by the shortstop Owen Block. So now runner on second base. And it was a pass ball there. Nathan got there in time. Throw looked to be on time, but Aiden just outran the throw. So we have a 1-1 count and a runner on second. Isaac Gordon, the second baseman, trying to keep him at bay. And now Owen will try to do the same here. Middle infielders switching through here. 1-1 pitch, swung on, it'll be a foul ball. 1-2 count.
You just never can feel comfortable trying to steal a base against Nathan Woodard. On that ball that sort of skipped away from him, Aiden was 80 of the 90 feet down there when Nathan threw it. And that throw didn't arrive too much later than Aiden. Nathan has a tremendous arm back there at the catcher position.
Yeah, he had some good velocity on that ball. And on a lot of other catchers, that ball gets by and it's an easy steal. But he got there in time, made a good throw, was on target. Just not perfect in terms of timing. Now 1-2 count. 5-2. Retire his brother here. And he's going to hit him. Hit by pitch. So now runner on first, runners on first and second. Wyatt hit his brother on the elbow there. So now Quinn Powers will step up to the plate.
Wyatt got ahead in the count to establish dominance over his brother, but the plan was to hit him the whole time. He made clear that his brother could not have gotten a hit if he wanted to. He plunked him on the elbow.
Great brotherly rivalry here within the USN Baseball program. Now Quinn scores for fun. With 2 runners on, it's likely just a fake one steal, but he does actually lay the ball down. Wyatt will field it. He throws to first base. Colin France makes the catch, and now he throws it over to third. 1 out now. So Quinn Powers sacrifices himself to get the runners to second and third. Smart play there. USN, a baseball team that likes to play small ball, and it worked there. Now they've got 2 runners in scoring position, just like the white team did earlier, but 1 out.
See, Coach G directed the runner who was arriving at third base to make a generous turn towards home plate in case that throw got away or the first baseman was not paying attention. Could have gotten a cheap run there for the Garnet team. But good defense prevented that from happening.
And now first baseman Braden Frank, the senior. Somebody in the basketball team, it's a name we've called a few times in the winter sports season covering the basketball games. He steps into the batter's box to try to hit on a fellow senior, Wyatt Washko.
Braden and Wyatt are tremendous friends, so I'm sure they're both going to be trying extra hard at this at-bat.
And Braden, he hits it, fielded by shortstop Owen Block, thrown over to first base. Throw was off target, but Colin France was able to tag him before he got to the base, so 2 outs now, and a run will score. So 3-1 is the score now with a runner on third base. Garnet team, or 4-1, apologies. Garnet team able to get on the board for the first time today. Good fielder's choice to score the run, move the runner over.
That's a great job by Colin. He prevented an error there. The throw was wide, as you commented. He did a great job wheeling around, getting the tag. But Braden was able to get the runner home by putting the ball in.
Good work there, both by the batter and the fielder. Pop up now. Colin French has the buzz. That'll be the inning. That ball was hit by Adam Wang. Caught by Colin France in foul territory, so that'll be the inning. 4-1 the score now. But yeah, good work by both Braden and the runners, and Owen Block as well as Colin France in the field.
Colin France especially, the block throw was off target. He extended his long arm to catch the throw, and good awareness to know where Braden was and apply the tag, and one, the ball from being by him and allowing multiple runs for scoring, but also to limit the damage, keep the runner at third base, and gets him one step closer. And now the inning is, or the top half of the inning is over, and the Garnet team heads out of the field.
It'll be interesting to see how the respective managers decide to handle the pitching duties this afternoon. I'm sure they don't want to give anybody too much work, but also they want to give each pitcher a chance to settle in and see a full complement there. As we see Townsend still on the mound for the Garnet team to approach the bottom of the second.
Yeah, Townsend's still pitcher. Dylan Washko still behind the plate. And we look at the field, Braden Frank at first base. We've got Powers at second. In the outfield, Will Meyer playing center. And apologies, it is hard to tell. The sun is a bit in our eyes. And of course, these jerseys, you can only see the back. So from a distance, it is hard to tell who everyone is. We can tell you.
Hugh over there in right field.
Yeah, he was playing center field earlier. Yeah, he is it right now. So Will Meyer, the center fielder, Hugh Greenfield in right. We've got Aiden Savona playing shortstop, Quinn Powers at second, Braden Frank at first, and the third baseman. Who is the third baseman?
That's like a freshman, isn't it?
It is hard to tell from out here. Who the player is. Mahoney Donick is at third base. That's right, Mahoney, yeah.
And then I believe that's Brock in left field.
Yeah, it looks like it is Brock in left. So we'll read that to you one more time, a little more clearly. We got Braden Frank at first base, Quinn Powers second, Aiden Savona third, Aiden Savona short, Mahoney Donick at third, Burgess in left, Will Meyer in center, and Greenfield in right field, of course, with Townsend as the pitcher and Dylan Washington the catcher. Isaac Gordon played now first lefty batter of the day. He's got an 0-1 count as Townsend's first pitch was a strike. And it looks like Isaac's the only lefty on the team, at least in terms of hitting. And he hits a foul ball there, pops it up, and it hits the back netting. So an 0-2 count now for the junior. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. 3-pitch strikeout, and Isaac's headed back to the dugout. And we get to the top of the order. Owen Block now will step into the batter's box. Owen Block, the sophomore, in the box. Fellow sophomore pitching to him. The 0-0 pitch, strike down the middle, looked at by Block, and it'll be an 0-1 count.
Block singled to right field first time up. He got, up the middle. Solid contact off Townsend, first batter of the game.
And the pitch is outside, so it'll be a 1-1 count now. Yeah, that was a good hit. First pitch of the day for his team, and he took advantage of it. Caught the defense sleeping, it seems. They might not have expected that on the first pitch. And now he swings and misses to that one, so 1-2 count. But that was great contact and a great way to get on base to begin the game. And they got a run out of it. They got 2 runs out of it, actually, in the end.
And like we said earlier, this is another matchup of 2 good friends. Always interesting to see who wins the bragging rights.
And now he hits it. Aiden Savona at shortstop picks it up, and he throws the first. Looked like it was a really close play, but he was out. So 1 out now. Or 2 outs, actually, for the White team. Really close call. Ball got there before the runner.
Yeah, is that how you saw it, Reed? Because I saw him safe.
I thought he'd beat the throw. But, of course, our angle's not as good as the umpire. The umpire signaled out. I did see him get there in time, too. But, of course, it's not my opinion that counts. It's the umpire's, and it's 2 outs now.
Aiden made a good throw there on a slow ground ball, too, to give himself a chance to get the out call. That was a tough play.
It was a tough play. Usually a grounder to short doesn't seem like the most difficult of plays in baseball, but that one was pretty hard. Slow grounder. Aiden got it in and out of the glove and in and out of his hand in time. Here comes looks like an eephus pitch from Townsend, or it was just a really good curveball. Either way, 1-1 count now.
Yeah, at best, to be generous, a slow curveball. Possible eephus situation.
The 1-1 pitch, high and inside, ball is called. So Grant Reilly, the freshman, getting his second at-bat of the day here. Good to see the younger guys on this team get some experience with some of the older players. Pitch is high and inside. That one was a breaking ball, so 3-1 the count now.
We got a special guest visitor, Dr. Durnan. Dr. Durnan, what are you seeing in the action thus far?
I'm just happy to be out here with the boys of spring. You know, the river campus coming back to life. Thanks for being on the mic, fellas.
Well, amen to that. It's great to be out here. Great day for baseball.
Absolutely. It is a terrific day for baseball. We have a 3-2 count now, as there was a strike called there. So full count now. And Reilly steps back into the box. Townsend sets. He delivers. And it was a great pitch. Strike 3.
That was a nasty curveball read. Anybody would have had a tough time with that one. He really dropped that in there.
That was a really well-placed pitch. He strikes out the side there, and Grant Reilly, nothing he could do other than just look at it. Really good pitch. It looked like it was going to hit him. Dipped perfectly. That's what you love to see in a great curveball, and Townsend Stevenson absolutely has that. So now we head into the third inning. 4-1 the score now, with the white team ahead.
Who in baseball today has a great curveball read that you really admire?
Well, it's hard for me to say. I'm not a huge MLB watcher, so I couldn't really tell you that. But whoever is listening here, whatever MLB pitcher you love, who throws a great curveball, you could probably compare what Townsend just threw to that.
See, back when I was in high school, let's say, the best curveball thrower, in my opinion, was Barry Zito of the Oakland Athletics, who wore number 75. He had a big left-handed 12-6 curveball, would often freeze hitters in just the way that Townsend froze Grant Reilly right then.
Yeah, great pitch there from the sophomore pitcher. Like I said, not a whole lot that I could have done about it, but you're going to see that in high school baseball. Good introduction to high school baseball for Grant to see pitches like that, because there are some great pitchers in this district, especially when you start looking at teams like Good Pasture, Friendship Christian. Some of these guys have SEC pitchers that you're facing day in and day out, guys who are going to be playing at some really good pitches. You're going to see some more pitches like that. That's a good way, like I said, ready to have a game like this. We haven't seen it in the last couple of years, but to have an intra-squad scrimmage, a great way to get the younger guys involved without really too much risk.
A lot of prey flying in the sky here at the river campus. Being buffeted by the wind, you sort of see them flying into it, but remain stationary in some situations. And the smaller birds scattering around them in flight.
Washko back on the hill for the third consecutive inning. Pitch swung on and missed.
I think that's Will Meyer in there. Maybe not.
I think that is Will Meyer. Yeah, that is Will. He was playing center last inning. Now he is up to bat. Swung on and missed, so 0-2 count for Will now.
And Will stand out on the golf team. He was one of our finest varsity players this season. And the smoothness of his golf swing has translated very nicely to his baseball swing as well.
It'd be nice to see him get a low pitch and golf swing it out of the park. But that one, right down the middle, struck out looking. 3 pitches, and it's a strikeout. So now 1 out for the Garnet team. First pitch is a strike, 0-1 count. Took it outside, but he painted the corner well, and he caught Austin watching. So, 0-1 count. White steps off the rubber, goes back on. Austin in and out of the box, and now he's ready for the second pitch. Goes through his windup, and he deals. Hit the plate. 1-1 count now. Pitch was in the dirt. Not perfectly placed by Washko, and we'll have a 1-1 count. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and it's 1-2 count. It's an interesting windup that Wyatt has. He looks like he's going to be pitching from the stretch. He sets, and then he goes through a regular pitching motion that you wouldn't see in the stretch when you have runners on. So interesting mechanics there for Wyatt, but it seems to be working out well for him, and there's strike 3. Another strikeout looking, another backwards K for the Garnet team, and Wyatt is looking really good today.
Wyatt's been tremendously efficient. 1 run on 1 hit allowed thus far, and what he's done so well is really just throw a lot of strikes. You know what I mean? At the high school level, if you keep pounding that strike zone, good things are going to happen when you're not giving runners free passes at first base.
Yeah, when he does, and when people don't swing and miss, it's usually going to be a ground ball on him, the way he places the ball really nicely on his pitches. So now we're back to the top of the lineup. Freshman Mahoney Donick stepping up to the plate. Another name we know from basketball season. He was a good shooting guard on the team this year as a young player, and now he's going to be a young third baseman for the USN Baseball team. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another good curveball there. Looks similar to that of Townsend, but that one ended up being placed a little too high, just outside of the strike zone. So it'll be a 1-1 count. Wyatt with the same windup here. And that's a really good pitch. Right on the outside of the strike zone. Right in the corner. Low and outside. Really hard for a batter to hit. And he hit the spot perfectly. 1-2 count. And it's going to be a foul ball from Mahoney. And that will be out of play. So he stays alive there, makes contact, but not in play, not in fair territory. So Nathan puts his helmet back on, and they're ready for the 1-2 pitch. He winds up and he deals. Ball's high. Going to be a 2-2 count now after that ball from Wyatt. Two the count with 2 outs here in top of the third. And pitch. Oh, really good ball at the end of the inning, just like Townsend did the inning before. It went inside, it was high inside, and hit perfectly. And once again, he gets a freshman batter. Just like Townsend did, it's really a mirroring of what we saw at the end of the second inning. He gets a freshman batter looking when he hits him with a really well-placed curveball, and he'll retire the side.
You could see Mahoney sort of turn his left shoulder in as if to try to take one for the team there, that he thought that pitch might hit him. Then it really just dove right into the strike zone, just like you called it, Reed. Tremendous curveball from Wyatt to close out the side in the third.
Yeah, like you said, he's a young player. You're not seeing that kind of thing in middle school baseball. But it is really good for him to get experience against a top-class pitcher like Wyatt Washko. Townsend Stevenson remains on the mound here for the Garnet team as we head into the bottom of the third inning. He gave up 4 runs in the first inning, gave up none in the following. So we'll see if he can continue that trend here and limit the white team, keep him at 4 runs. Looks like a similar lineup here for the Garnet team in the field, except a few changes. We've got Aiden Savona moving to second base and Quinn Powers out at short, so a swap here in the middle infield. Will Meyer moving over to left field, Austin Kaysen into center, and it looks like Adam Wang is checking the game in left. And I can't tell if Hugh is on the field. It looks like he's not, as Mahoney Donick is there at third base. So it looks like Hugh is going to be in the dugout for this inning. He was playing outfield for the first 2, and looks like he's been taken out now to give some playing time to the younger Adam Wang. The freshman will be playing left field now. Corners of the infield still the same. Mahoney at third, Braden Frank at first, and Dylan Washko behind the plate yet again. Nathan Woodard now at the plate. The 0-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It was a low pitch, but Nathan went for it. 0-1 count. That one was looked at, but it was a well-placed pitch. 0-2 count now. Nathan really in trouble here. Swung on and missed. It was an off-speed pitch, and he got him with it. So 3-pitch strikeout for the catcher who got a 2-run double earlier in this game. This time he retires him, and there's 1 out.
2 really tough curveballs back to back. Put it right in the heart of the strike zone, and Nathan just couldn't make contact.
Yeah, it's similar to Wyatt Washko. Townsend, he's pitching from the stretch here, even with no runners on. He doesn't have the same windup as Wyatt. He is going fully from stretch as if there was a guy on second base. So interesting to see the pitching strategies of these 2 guys.
Sort of the more modern way, you see more and more pitchers doing that, where they just have simplified things by either shortening their windup or eliminating it altogether.
Yeah, 2-0 is the count now. 2 balls were thrown in the dirt there. As Colin France is into the batter's box now. 2-0 pitch. Colin swung on that one and he missed it. It was a low and outside pitch, and he got Colin to go for it. 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and it's grounded over to shortstop. Quinn Powers now fielding it. Throws it over the first base, and he's got him in time. That's the second out of the inning.
That's the sort of stuff you love to see. If you've got a solid infield defense at this level, that's just going to save you lots and lots of runs. Lots of teams are going to have infields that force their pitchers to get 4 or 5 outs an inning because of errors. And that's what will sink your team very quickly.
Yeah, good routine play there by Quinn Powers, who just moved over from second base to shortstop this inning. And he might be trying to solidify a spot in that position with a good out there. Now it looks like we're going to see a pitching change. Townsend meeting the coach on the mound, and the whole infield is coming in this meeting, so it's hard to tell who's going to be the pitcher next.
Townsend's done a great job. You know, he really settled in after the tough start, and I'm sure he's learned a lot from the experience, and that his next outing will be even stronger and build on these solid last 2 innings he's put together.
Yeah, now Mahoney Donick, the freshman, he will be the pitcher now. He warms up. We're going to see the first of him as a high school pitcher throwing to a fellow freshman in Dylan Washko.
student section here today, probably 6 or 7 students over on the bleachers just behind the home dugout. Looks like all seniors, if I'm not mistaken. Hard to tell from here. But they certainly picked a great opportunity to come out and take in a little USN baseball.
It looks like there's a few lacrosse players there. It's hard to tell from the distance, of course. We are in center field, and they're down the first base line. Yeah, coming to show support for their teammates. And it is an outdoor sporting event. There are spectators allowed here at the USN River campus, so it's good to see them come and show their support. So now the baseball is used for warm-ups, being thrown back into the dugout. Mahoney sets his foot on the rubber, and we're ready to continue this inning. We've got 2 outs. We've got nobody on base here. So it seems like Townsend was just taken out. Must have been because of pitch count. You don't want to overwork a guy this early in the season. You don't want to risk an injury in a preseason game. So now Mahoney Donnick's first pitch as a USN Tiger, or at least a high school USN Tiger, is a strike. 0-1 count now on Wyatt Washko. Pitcher to pitcher here once again. Pitch and it's a short ball in the infield. It's going to be picked up by Townsend at third base. Tries to get it off in time. The throw did not get there in time. It's going to be safe at first base. It was a slow little chopper picked up by Townsend at third. Tried to get it off in time, and it looked like the ball was just in his glove. Runner on first base now. We got 2 outs. And we got Harry Fitzgibbon stepping up to the plate. He struck out last time. We'll see if he can advance Wyatt this time. I wouldn't anticipate Wyatt stealing here. But who knows, we might see a pass ball or something where the runner gets advanced. And we're probably going to see a courtesy runner come on in a second, so we might actually see a steal in the near future. But no courtesy runner yet. And first pitch set to be delivered by Mahoney. It is. And grounded over third base will be a foul ball. Went to the right of Townsend, who is playing third base now after being taken off of the mound. No longer pitching for the Garnet team. So 0-1 count here on Harry. Looks like Isaac Gordon has come in now as the courtesy runner for Wyatt as that foul ball was hit. The 0-1 pitch, and it went at Harry's head. He ducked in time. Couple calls from the dugout saying wear it, telling him to take it, move over to first base, and get 2 runners on. He was not having it. He did not want to get hit in the head there, and he ducked. He got the bat down just in time too. So now 1-1 is the count. Watch that one. It's a good pitch from Mahoney. 1-2 count now.
It's my first time watching Mahoney pitch. He has a very low arm angle, which can make it very difficult for the hitter to pick up the ball coming in. So I'll be interested to see if the Tigers have a tough time getting off Mahoney.
The 1-2 pitch. Inside, Harry got out of the way of that one, and there was some good pace on that ball. Mahoney, he is a freshman, but he is not playing around when it comes to his velocity, as we can tell early on here. So 2-2 the count, but he is showing that he can throw the ball with velocity and accuracy. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and Isaac steals, and he gets there in time. Dylan didn't even make a throw over. Isaac was already there, it seemed. Did get the best jump on it. So now runner on second base. Isaac, a fast runner. Somebody who's been a courtesy or pinch runner for a while for USN. And that's what he's doing right now. Ball in the dirt, and it'll be a walk. Harry gets on base here. Runners on first and second now. Still 2 outs. But there's 2 runners on. One in scoring position at second base, and Isaac Gordon. Isaac taking a big lead here at second, and the 0-0 pitch outside, but still in the strike zone. 0-1 is the count now. Well-placed ball, and he's hitting the outside of the strike zone so far early in this game. We got 2 runners on, Harry and Isaac, on first and second, like we said. And the freshman, Joseph Ozen, is at the plate. Aiden Savona trying to keep Isaac close at second. Ozen takes a swing there. Aiden was out of position, but it's picked up by Graydon. Graydon, he gets there in time, but Mahoney wasn't there. And now a run's going to score. Isaac advances on that slip up in the defense for the Tigers. There was a ground ball in between the first and second base gap. Aiden was trying to keep Isaac close at second. The ball went really slightly left of where Aiden usually stands as a second baseman. Graydon got there in time. Mahoney looked like he got the first base in time, but there was a bit of a miscommunication. The out was not made. Ball was dropped, and as they were searching for it, runners advanced. Joseph went to second, and a run scored. So now runners on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. And we have an 0-0 count after that miscommunication. That would have ended the inning, but now Brock Burgess is at the plate.
I didn't get a great look at the play there. The standard coaching on that sort of play is that you want the pitcher coming over to cover, running up the baseline alongside with the runner so that there's no chance of an awkward collision over there. And sometimes, in anticipation of a collision, if you take a poor angle, you can lose your concentration, maybe lose sight of the throw. That may have been what happened on that attempt at a 3-1 putout.
Yeah, and it's a 1-1 count now. Ball and a strike were thrown just now, and the 1-1 pitch is going to be high, so 2-1 the count. Yeah, that is Mahoney's ball at first base, and I couldn't quite tell if he had gotten a good jump on it as I was watching the ball and I was watching what Aiden and Graydon were doing, and it looked like Aiden went behind Graydon to try to get to first base on his own, so that might have been part of where the miscommunication took place. Brock swings and misses on that one. There was a back to third base, and he almost catches the runner sleeping. Harry was slowly trotting back to third base. Dylan, he caught him napping there, but Harry was close enough to the base. By the time the ball was there, he got his foot on, and he's lucky to stay alive there. 2-1 count. Ball's outside. 3-1 is the count now. And the outfielder, Brock Burgess, probably gonna get a good pitch to hit here. And if not, it'll be a walk. And a strike is called. That was kind of a questionable call. That ball looked outside, but the umpire liked it. So 3-2 the count now. Full count. And we'll see what Brock's strategy here is here. Pitch is in, and it is an outside pitch. Dylan really had to reach for that one, so now it'll be bases loaded for the white team. White team, I have it as, it is a 5-2 lead. I apologize. I forgot to update the score here. So white team up 5-2, and they've got a chance to score some more. Isaac Gordon, the courtesy runner, is now he was a courtesy runner earlier. He's now at the plate. Ball's in the dirt, 0-1 count.
White team has sprung to life since the pitching change. Townsend retired the first 2 batters, and no one was on base. And just like that, the bases have been loaded and a run has been scored, all with 2 outs.
And now strike 2 there. Or no, it'll be a 1-1 count. My apologies. Isaac swings and misses that one, so 1-1 is the count. Look at the scoreboard right now. It says 5-1, but I have 5-2. I'm pretty sure the score is 5-2. I think there's a mistake in the scoreboard, but maybe I'm wrong. Strike 2 there for Isaac. So now we have a 1-2 count for the freshman Mahoney to work with. Still in the bottom of the third, still 2 outs. Pitch is inside there, and it'll be outside of the strike zone, so 2-2 is the count now. We had that pitching change a while back, and there were 2 outs at that point, so the Garnet team yet to get an out here ever since that change. They've had a few good chances that they've squandered. Hoping to learn from it. Now Isaac, he takes a good cut at it. It looked to be, it is out of play. It's going to go over the fence. So 2-2 count still. He stays alive. foul ball.
You said it very well earlier. Mahoney's first pitching experience at the high school level, probably a little nervous. It's going to be a great learning experience for him and help him to be more comfortable in the future.
Yeah, this is a good experience for him. It's a good experience for his infielders too, or really the whole field to get used to a new pitcher and to see how they work with him and how all that works. 3-2 count now, full count. We've had multiple of those since the beginning of the game, and now Isaac Hill ground the ball to second base. Aiden needs to throw for time. Isaac almost made the throw, but he's going to be out. So the team gets out. They only give up 1 run this inning, so 5-2. As I said, I have 2. The official scoreboard, or the big scoreboard in the outfield, has 1 for the Garnet team. Regardless, 5 runs for the White team. The Garnet team gives up 1 this inning. Hoping to get out before potentially giving up plenty more with those loaded bases.
We still got Wyatt out there for the 4th.
Yeah, for a second I thought that was Owen Block, number 6 and number 8. Look pretty similar from out here, but it is Wyatt, still at the shortstop position. So we have Colin France at first base, Isaac Gordon at second, Owen at third, or Owen at short, my apologies, and third base. Once again, it is hard to tell who's at third base from our position. It's Grant Reilly at third base. He was there earlier, and he remains there in the outfield. We have Joseph Ozen at center. We got Brock Burgess in in left, and in right field, Nathan's still catching, Wyatt's still pitching. Now in the 4th inning, and probably the reason we're seeing more of Wyatt after the Townsend substitution is just because Wyatt's throwing less pitches. He's gotten less trouble. He's retired batters earlier on, so he has a smaller pitch count. My apologies. We're probably going to see him come out sometime in this inning, unless he gets a pitch inning or something like that.
Now the seniors over in the student section giving Wyatt a little encouragement. They're fired up to see their classmate pitch here in the top of the 4th.
And he squares around a bunt, and he pulls back, and it's going to be a strike there. Looks like he can pull back in time. It's Hugh Greenfield who's at the plate now. So the 0-1 pitch to Greenfield now after he scored around a bunt and got the strike. That's going to be a ball outside. 1 to count. One pitch. Swung on and missed by Hugh. So 1-2 the count now as Nathan gives it back to Wyatt. We got the movement around the bullpen for the Garnet team. Nothing for the White team so far. But looks like we're going to see a new arm warming up here. Hard to tell who it is from distance. The bullpen is pretty far away from us. But like I said, Wyatt's still on the mound pitching here. Hugh Greenfield pops that one up. Looks like it's going to be a foul ball. Colin France. If it would go for it, out in play. So 1-2 count. Still. Greenfield stays alive there with that foul ball. It's his bat back. And we'll be ready to start in just a second. Looks like it's Quinn Powers who's warming up in the bullpen for the Garnet team. If my memory serves correctly, we didn't see a lot of him pitching last season. They look to get him in pitching today. And we're probably going to see him some more this season if this game is an indicator for anything in the future. So another 1-2 pitch to Hugh. He stares him down for a second and now he deals. Hugh Greenfield sends that one. It's deep into right center field. Looks like it's going to be caught by Harry Fitzgibbon, and it will be. It was a decently deep drive, but it's taken care of by Fitzgibbon with little trouble. And there's one out now.
Wyatt's really settled into a groove here. He has complete command, mixing his pitches well, keeping the hitters off balance, and he's made short work of the Garnet team in the majority of the innings thus far.
You're right about that. One batter and one out, and now Townsend Stevenson at the plate. Ball hits the plate. 1-0 count. That was a low ball there from Wyatt. Not a greatly placed pitch. So it's 1-0 count. The 1-0 pitch is going to be grounded into the shortstop third base hole. It's picked up by Owen, and he gives it to Colin just in time. Throws it over, and it's 6-3. Second out of the inning. Good routine play by Owen. Not too much to say about that one. Just solid baseball from the infield there, and we get our second out of the inning. The 0-0 pitch now. Swung on and missed. It's Aiden Savona who's at the dish now. Wyatt comes set. Goes through his windup. And it's a ball high. 1-1. Wyatt going through a slow windup once again. He likes to take that slow windup, really give the hitter some time to think, and could be an intimidation tactic. Not quite sure, and the ball will go wide there, so 2-1 count. But it is interesting to go through such a long windup. But it's been working out well for him so far. He's only given up one run, not too many hits. So it's been a great game so far for the senior pitcher Washko. And that one hits the dirt. It'll be a 3-1 count now. Could have been a jinx there. As I just said, he was doing well, and now he's got a 3-1 count. But I imagine he'll handle this. He'll handle it well. Not a guy who lets adversity get to him too much. 3-1 pitch. And it'll be hit by Aiden Savona into center field. Brock gets there in time. He catches it and dropped it. So Aiden will get to first base. He tried to run back. Hits the base in time. He popped out to center field, but the ball was dropped by Burgess. So Aiden thought he was out. Looked to trot back to the dugout. Realized he was not out. Dove back to first base in time, but it looks like they're going to call it an out. Not sure if this is because it's a scrimmage and it's just for the purposes of moving the game along, or if the umpire thought it was a catch, or if he thought he didn't get back to the base in time. Not quite sure what the call is here, but the inning will be over regardless, and the score will remain the same.
Yeah, I missed what happened at the bag. It was clearly a drop in center field. Hopefully that was not missed by the umpire. There was a throw back to first base, which, as you said, appeared not to be in time to get Aiden out, but it must have been, according to the umpire. So.
Yeah, and maybe that wasn't the umpire's call. Maybe it was just Coach G saying, all right, he would have been out in most circumstances, so let's just move it along. Or it may well have been that he wasn't there in time, or that the umpire made a wrong call. Not quite sure here, but either way, the Garnet team headed back into the field without scoring that inning.
And as you said before, it looks like it will be Quinn Powers to start the pitching duties here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, Quinn was warming up earlier. He was throwing to Adam Wang in the bullpen. Didn't seem to get too many pitches off, and of course we were watching the game. We weren't watching the bullpen with super close attention to detail, but he didn't seem to be throwing too many pitches. I didn't see any catching gear on the outfielder, Adam. So these could be his first true pitches of the day here in the warm-up. Looks like Adam Wang, we were just talking about, looks like he's going to be in left field. Hugh Greenfield coming back out to be the center fielder, and Will Meyer Adam Wang in right, Hugh in center, Will Meyer in left. Looks like Austin Kaysen will be playing second base. Braden still at first. Townsend at third. Aiden at short. Playing short, catcher now, or he's the pitcher now. I'm mistaken. Dylan Washington come out to catch for the fourth inning in a row.
A lot of the days later in the season, it's not so fun wearing all that catcher's gear in the heat, but at this point in the season, it's a welcome thing. Little chill in the air at the River campus today. Catcher gear gives you a few extra degrees of warmth. On days like today, that's something the catcher's glad to have.
Yeah, it's some great weather to be an athlete because it's not too cold. There's a decent bit of wind, but you're running around so much, being so active as an athlete. This is about the perfect weather. This is really the best that you could ever wish for as a baseball player. Especially if you're on base, you're not going to be too cold, but you're definitely not overheating out here. So some great weather we're having here today. The last two inter-squad scrimmages, there's supposed to be two more of these. They both got, one of them was snowed out, the other was rained out. So luckily today it's a great sunny day, blue skies, perfect day for baseball.
We've got the familiar sounds of engines on the highway, shooting clay pigeons in the distance. That's how you know you're at the River campus.
You can hear, if you can hear some shooting noises, that is the shooting range pretty close to here. Obviously, you're probably going to be hearing some cars coming behind us. But it'll make you feel like you're here. It'll make you feel like you're right here at the River campus to watch this game instead of in your living room or wherever you may be. Woodard is now on the mound to begin this half of the inning. First pitch of the day here, going from a more conventional lineup to Wyatt, and he throws a strike. Looks like it's 0 block at the plate, and it's an 0-1 count. That one's a high ball, 1-1 now. Power's another guy, just like Braden and Mahoney, somebody we've talked about in basketball season. The guard on this basketball team coming over to play baseball. And the next pitch, that's going to be driven out to left field. Hits the gap well. No block does, and it stays in the Will Meyer. It's in the field. Gets back in time. It's going to be a double. Let's see if he throws up the U. I haven't seen what he had. He's not having it. He's not going to throw the U up.
Look at it.
saw his teammates throw it. He said, "I'm not having it." So he gets the double, but Owen Block, not too showboaty of a guy. He takes care of business. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He got that nice sit up the middle of the game. He gets a good double into left field. Really hit that gap between the infield and the outfield as well. And now he's on second base, creeping into the baseline, and strike one there on Reilly.
He puts the ball in play every time. Seems to be well disciplined in the batter's box. He got a lot of that double right there. That's it was a clean extra base hit.
And it's a fair ball. They look to be foul, but it stays in fair territory. Goes to Will Meyer once again. Grant Reilly looks to get to second base. He does. Run will score. So Owen and Grant trade places there. They drive in another run for the white team. They now have 6 and still no outs. And you were talking about Owen Block there. He's a part of this sophomore class, the class of 23. A lot of people have been excited about this class of players. It's a large group of guys, lots of sophomores on this team, and he is a huge contributing factor to the team's success. Obviously, like we said, short season last year, so his freshman year, we didn't see a lot of action from really anybody. And Nathan Woodard, he's going to hit that one to right field, picked up by Adam Wing. And the run will score. Grant will get in. Another run for the white team as Nathan Woodard drives in. 3rd RBI of the day for the catcher. It's been a good day for him. We didn't see a lot of action from really anybody, especially the freshmen last season. So this will be sort of like their freshman year. It's like we have 2 groups of freshmen really on this team. But I like to see a lot of that talent kind of explode. We've seen some of it. We've seen a lot of good production from Owen. We saw Townsend on the mound earlier. Quinn right now pitching. He's given up a few hits, but he looks to be having a decent day in terms of placement. He's not throwing a lot of balls. He hasn't given up a lot of pass balls. And he throws them outside there. But so far he seems to be hitting spots with relative accuracy.
And you got to give credit to the hitters. Owen did a nice job, and then Reilly with the double up the line. Nathan Woodard going the other way into right field to bring Grant home. Hitters have done a nice job against it.
Yeah, they've done what they had to do, and now Colin France, he hasn't had the best day at the plate so far, but we'll see if he can redeem himself here with the runner on first base. Looks like it's Grant Reilly who just scored, taking Nathan's place at first base. Obviously, Nathan, the catcher, he's getting a courtesy runner. Inside fastball here, a little too inside. It'll be a ball, so 3-0 count now. I got to stop complimenting guys because I give him these compliments, and it's like I'm jinxing them. It's the commentator's curse, I guess you could call it, because now Quinn Powers' pitches have been a little less accurate since I made that comment about him. So maybe I'll keep my mouth shut. That ball is outside, and that'll be the 4-0 pitch. So Grant hustles the second base, and he slides in. He really didn't have to, as the ball got away from the catcher, but it was the 4-0 pitch. It was the 4th ball anyway. So he really could have walked over there. Good to see some good base running practice, though. He's getting sprints in. He's getting a lot of conditioning work in the last couple of minutes. He got on base. He got that double. Scored the run the following at bat. Now he's on base once again for the guy who drove him in.
You can see why he's a courtesy runner. He takes base running seriously, and he'll be looking to score his 2nd run in quick succession here.
That's something Coach G loves. He loves a good base runner. He loves a team who can run the base as well. And it looks like USN can do that so far. And it's going to be a foul ball now. Washko. Foul's out of play. Look like that one ended up somewhere on the softball field as well, right next to the baseball field. So 0-1 count now for the pitcher. 2 runners on. The 0-1 pitch. And a strike 2. He watched that one go by. 0-2 count now for Wyatt. Here's the pitch, and he grounded to third base. It was missed by Townsend. That one might have been a foul ball. Looks like it was. Hard to tell. I haven't gotten a clear signal from the umpire yet. And no, it looked like it was in play. So another run will score. 7 runs now is the total for the white team. They drive another in, so they got a runner on first and second. They've got Wyatt Washko on first. He gets an RBI. Colin France, the first baseman, taking his lead here at second. And at the plate now, Harry Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, as I saw it, Townsend was coming over because the runners were going on the play. And then the ball came to the position where Townsend had been before going over to cover. It got through the left side for a base hit.
Yeah, he was covering that third base because the runners were coming. He was ready to take that throw from Dylan. And it was a really that was a perfectly placed ball from Wyatt there. And it's exactly where you would want that ball to go. And he hit the spot really well. You can't really plan that out. And that pitch will go behind Harry. Colin gets down to third base in time. The throw is there. Colin is there long before. It's hard to precisely aim where you want to hit the ball, but if you could, Washko had done it perfectly there. Get himself on the base and a driver run in. So, strike two here. Quinn nearly hit the bat earlier. The ball went behind Harry at the plate. Had it been just a little bit closer to hit him, and now it'd be bases loaded. Now Harry takes a strike three, swing and a miss. 2 outs, or 1 out now.
Yeah, and you commented earlier on possible mistakes in the scoring. If I'm not mistaken, the White team scored 3 times the same. I believe Owen scored and then Grant scored twice. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong because Grant, he came in to be the first run for Nathan. Now they have the scoreboard at 7. Just updated as well.
But I think it should be 8.
Really?
Yeah, because it says 4-1-2. It's got us with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. I believe it's 3. I believe it should be 8-1. But I could be mistaken. I believe we have Owen scored 1 run to City and Grant scored 2 for a total of 3.
I think you were right about that. That ball hit there. It almost went behind Dylan, in front of him. So the run is not going to come in and score. Our scoreboard at 8 now. So 8-2 is the score we have. The scoreboard at the River Campus says 7-1. Either way, a 6-run deficit. So somebody's got to be right. Swing and a miss there on the 2-0 pitch. So now 2-1 is the count for Joseph Ozen, the freshman. Sets, deals the pitch, and it's far outside. 3-1 is the count. The name like Joseph Ozen, I feel like you can come up with a nickname there, like Jozen or some kind of combination of names. I might have to ask around to see if they've already come up with something like that. But what is the count? Jozen. Bases loaded. Still the last thing we have bases loaded. Time is only 1 out. It's 2. Scoreboard still says 0 outs. But I can't confirm we do have 1 out. We saw that earlier. Now Brock Burgess steps up to the plate with bases loaded. 1 out. Now the scoreboard has been adjusted to 1 out. Pitch is outside. He's throwing him. He seems to be throwing too far outside. He might want to adjust himself. Because all the pitches do seem to be going to the same spot. He's hitting the same spots. They're just not the right ones. That one is outside, but it was inside enough to be in the strike zone. Brock swung on it and he missed. 1-1's the count. And that's going to be a strike. Brock backed out of the box. Quinn's pitch was inside. Brock backed out, but the umpire says it was in the strike zone. So now we have a 1-2 count. Just like that, Quinn is ahead in the count now. He comes in and the dirt 2-2 count. Quinn's still controlling this count now. He only needs 1 to retire the batter. And Brock put it on the third baseline, picked up by Townsend, second base, and it's missed by Austin. So run will score. They try to get a second one. Adam Wing's going to throw it into the catcher. Dylan comes out to get it, and 2 runs score there for the right team. Townsend, he went to second base. Austin wasn't ready for it. Miscommunication there. That seems to be some trouble. That's an issue that USN's been having so far today. It's miscommunications in the infield. There's another one there. They tried to turn 2, but they couldn't turn 1. 2 runs come in, so now the white team have hit double digits. 10-2 is the score.
It's a tough play there. You're always trying to be a little extra quick when you're trying to turn the double play. Throw is just a little bit behind. Austin got into the outfield, and as you said, resulted in 2 more runs coming in. Game starting a little bit out of hand. The white team out in front.
Yeah, the white team have been stronger on offense, and on defense, you can really credit that to Wyatt Washko, and that's the rest of the team has been good. The rest of the team just haven't gotten many opportunities, as Wyatt has just knocked them all down, and not given them much. He hasn't given the Garnet offense much to work with here. So the white team out ahead big here, and now there's a meeting at the mound, the entire infield meeting now. Now the meeting concludes. Quinn Powers still on the hill pitching.
A little coaching being delivered right now. Good use of time here in a scrimmage. Try to get the infield on the same page. So, those sorts of situations are crucial. 2 runs came in there because of the error on the double play. Error was charged to Townsend. But 2 runs scored, and many more may still score. That error could cost you a whole bunch of runs.
Isaac Gordon makes contact there. He grounds it to the pitcher. Quinn Powers looked to second, decided against it, and by the time he looked to first base, Isaac was already there, so now there'll be bases loaded. And you're right, that's officially going to be Townsend's error, but you really can't blame that one on him. Austin Cason wasn't there to receive the throw, and like we said, it's a scrimmage, it's a learning moment, and he's getting instruction from the coaches. So the younger players, everyone on the team, especially the younger players, all going to learn from this game, and I think they're going to become better from it. Quinn Powers, on that play before, it was grounded up the middle to him. He looked to second base, didn't see an option there, and like I said, speedy Isaac Gordon, he gets to first base before Quinn Powers can even get a throw off. So he decides, you know what, I'm not going to throw it. I'm just going to keep it here, because if he were to throw that ball, best case scenario, he's safe and no error is made. Worst case scenario, Isaac's at third base, another run comes in, and there's more of a hole. So now another meeting at the mound, this time just between a coach, Quinn Powers, and Dylan Washko.
I think the coach just helping Quinn think through what he ought to do in that situation, trying to turn the 1-6-3 double play. Seemed like the motion of the infielders, as you said, the timing of it didn't seem quite right. Everybody was a little bit thrown off.
Sometimes you have to make some play, just go to first base. I like Quinn Powers there, trying to get double play there. The play just wasn't there. The communication wasn't there in the infield. And that's something we want to see some more of from this USN baseball team, some more communication. Because we've seen a few lapses in communication so far. So if you can just get rid of those issues in terms of communication, I think we're going to see a better product soon. Now Owen Block at the plate. Bases loaded. He pops it up. Braden trying to get it, and it goes just over the fence. He might have been able to reach over the fence and grab that one, but it looked like he couldn't from the fact that he didn't. So it'll be 1 strike now on Owen. Bases loaded. We got Isaac at first, Brock at second, Joseph on third, and we'll see if the leadoff hitter, who's 2 for 3 on the day, can drive him home. He had the single earlier. Then he got that double where he refused to throw up the U. Still confused about that one. Might have to talk to him about it after the game, see what's going on there. But now he's got bases loaded, and he's got a chance to extend this White lead from a deficit of 8 runs to even more. Pitches in the dirt, and they decide against taking advantage of it. The ball got away from Dylan, but it looked like he could have either – the ball went down the third base line. It looked like if Dylan had gotten it and the runner had come, he probably could have tagged him on his own as opposed to throwing it to Quinn at home plate. So Joseph wisely does not try to go and take that opportunity and try to score. He stays at third base. Next pitch is also in the dirt, so Quinn having some trouble keeping it out of the dirt so far. In this at bat, 2-1 now. That one hits the plate and it's kept in front by Dylan. So once again, the runner's not going to come home. Joseph stays at third base. We got a 3-1 count now. 1 out still. 10-2 the score in the bottom of the fourth. And the pitch is high, so he will be walked. So a run is going to score now. 11-2 is now the score here. 11 is the total for the White team.
What I would like to see from Quinn is for him to sort of lengthen his stride a little bit. He's taking a very short stride from the pitching position, and it's very tough to be consistent that way. We see that sometimes he gets on top of the ball, hitting it, throwing it into the dirt, as you said. That was a much better motion there. But other times, losing it up high.
Grant Reilly at the plate now. He watched that one go by. It was a ball outside, so 0-1 is the count. Quinn now struggling a little more to throw some strikes. Hopefully we can see him throw a couple in the strike zone. We can see some hits here. And it's going to be a foul ball here in Grant. And I'm not sure if you could hear, I'm not sure if our microphone picked this up, but as he stepped up to the plate, there was some sort of odd walk-up song for him. It had it sounded like a chicken and some sort of circus-y kind of music. And I have to assume, knowing what I know about the way walk-up songs work, he must have not submitted his walk-up song in time. That must have been the one they gave him as sort of a joke since he didn't get it in time. And now that pitch goes back to the backstop, and they don't make a play on it. 12-2 the score now as another run scores. But we've seen some instances of that in the past. And I couldn't hear Wyatt Washko's walk-up song as he stepped up to the plate, but there was an issue with him not getting it in time. He might have been able to get a legitimate walk-up song since he's a senior, and Grant is a freshman. Maybe that's the difference between the two. But now, runners on second and third as that run scored. Grant still at the plate, ball goes outside. 2-1 the count. Quinn sets, and he deals. Swung on, foul-tipped by Grant. So now 3-2 the count. My apologies, that was a 3-1 count on that pitch. Now it'll be 3-2. Full count on the freshman now. Still 1 out. Still 12 runs for the White team. And that ball goes in the dirt. He'll get the walk. Now the runner decides to advance to the next base. Looked like Dylan got there pretty quickly. It would have been a risky play. I feel like Isaac could have gotten there, but it certainly would have been risky. And there's really no need to. So he decides to stay at third base, keep bases loaded. And now Nathan Woodard has got 3 RBI so far. See if he can get some more here. That one is swung on, foul-tipped, and it hits back netting. 0-1 the count. swung on. That one's driven to right field. He had a single to right field earlier. Adam Wang almost gets there in time, but it falls. Multiple runs are going to come in now. Nathan only got to first base. Another run coming in, and Owen will get there standing. Nathan tried to run to second base.
And we got a pickle.
Now we got to pickle Nathan in between first and second base. He gets back in time. No, he's out. He is called out. He tried to go to second base, but Grant did not go to third. So he was forced to go back to first base. Grant eventually advanced to third base after Nathan was in the pickle. Grant went to third. If the pickle had gone on for a little longer, he could have potentially scored. But he is at third base. Nathan is in the dugout after he was thrown out. But the white team advances their lead to a score of 14-2.
I actually thought that Nathan may have been safe there. It looked like he might have
he was
gotten
safe
under
as
the
well.
tag.
Yeah, just like we've seen a couple instances where, and there's a strike, 0-1 count. There's a couple instances today where it looked like a runner was safe. I believe Owen Block earlier looked like he outran a throw at first base, and he was called out. Similarly there, I don't think the tag was applied on Nathan, but there is only one umpire in the field. There's no field umpire. Now that ball goes back to the backstop, and Grant will score. He comes in on the pass ball, and they hardly even attempt to make a play on it. They're more worried about just pitch accuracy now, it seems. That ball was back to the backstop, but there wasn't much of a play on it. It had moved all the way up down the first base line, so hard for Dylan to get to the ball and get it out of his hands in time. So 15-2 the score now as the white team scores again. Garnet team really struggling to come up with answers here. They got an out earlier. That was really just on a mistake from the base runner. That ball will go in the dirt once again, and it goes back to the backstop. It's returned to Quinn by Dylan. And now we have a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, it'll be fouled. Hits the chain link fence behind the plate, so now 2-2 count. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and it's high. Now it'll be 3-2, it seems. Looks like we had a full count. Scoreboard not reflecting that. And now it is 3-2 together with a couple changes on the scoreboard. And that ball is thrown inside, and it's not called a strike. He looked at it. Colin France takes the walk there, and now Wyatt Washko's headed up to the plate. Let's listen carefully for this walk-up song. And it's hard to tell from back here. That sounds like a pretty regular walk-up song, so it seems like Wyatt was not punished too harshly for his late song submission. But either way, Colin France walks there. It was a 3-2 count. Pitch looked pretty good for Quinn, but it was deemed too far inside. It was out of the strike zone. There's another pitch out of the strike zone. 1-0 the count now, as that one was too far into the left-handed batter's box for Wyatt to try to take a swing at it. So 0-1 will be the count. Looks like we're not going to see much stealing here since the score is so egregious. And that ball's going to be grounded. Picked up by Townsend at third base. He throws it over to Graydon. It's dropped by Graydon. So now Colin will advance to third base. And it looks like Wyatt's just going to stay at first. Now runners on first and third. And now we might see a steal here because it's the first and third situation. We might want to see a little bit of first and third defense and also first and third offense. See if there's some kind of play drawn up. I know one play USN has. I don't know if they'll pull it out here, but I've seen them pull it out of the bag of tricks before, is the steal and fall, where you have runners on first and third. The runner on first makes a break for second base, but he falls down. Sometimes they do this too, I believe when it's just a runner on first and they're trying to throw the pitcher off, but usually it's when there's multiple runners on base. And we'll see if we see something like that, something sort of odd, but in all likelihood, it'll just be a regular steal at second base. But I would like to see an interesting play like that unfold and see how this Garnet defense handles it.
It's also a 2-out situation. So if the runner trying to get to second or falling down between first and second gets gets thrown out.
And here's the steal. And Wyatt Washko got there pretty safely. Aiden was somewhat behind the play, and the throw goes back to Quinn. It was dropped. The throw was in the dirt. Wyatt Washko stole. Dylan Washko, the catcher, throws it down. Neither of the middle infielders were at the base. Aiden caught it in the air a couple steps behind, so now runners on second and third. No fall and steal play happened there, and a runner advances.
And it looked like Dylan was a little frustrated there that the defense didn't come over to cover the bag. He made a nice throw, and as we were saying, if they had been able to get Wyatt out, that would have ended the inning.
Yeah, I don't blame him there. I'm not sure what was going on with the middle infield. Maybe each guy thought the other was going to go there, but that ball's grounded over to Aiden's phone. He throws it to first base. Graydon, he misses that one again, and another run will come in and score. So 2 runs score there. 17 runs now for the white team. It's the second time in a row where there's a ground ball. Throw wasn't great from the infielder. Gets by Frank at first base, and another one will score.
Yeah, you kind of would like each party to do a little bit better there. That throw should be certainly up a little bit and closer to Graydon's chest. It was a little bit towards home plate. And the first baseman's never going to be able to scoop all of those, but, they're over there for the purpose of scooping some of them.
Yeah, you're right about that. Now stepping up to the plate, it's going to be Joseph Ozen. As Harry McCabe is on first base now, Ozen swings and misses. Oh-2 count now on Ozen. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Looked a bit inside, and the umpire agrees it'll be a 1-2 count now. And you would really love here now 2 outs and 2 strikes on the count. You would love to see Quinn Powers put him away now.
A couple close misses for Quinn. You called it before the 3-2 to Colin France.
That pitch is high there. Quinn Powers throws the ball. That one was high inside. I think Quinn Powers has thrown some good inside pitches. The umpire doesn't really agree. He thinks they're a little too far inside. With 2 outs. Swings, and that one is fouled into the softball field. Okay, the umpire not a huge fan of these inside pitches from Quinn Powers. I don't think he's hitting the strike zone right on the edge of it, but the umpire doesn't quite have the same strike zone as I do, and really not willing to give him a courtesy call here, as this game is really getting out of hand. And I wonder now that the score is 17-2, are they still going to play a full amount of innings, or are they going to call it short? And I'm curious. And I would imagine they might not call it short, because this is a game about it's a scrimmage, it's a practice game, so you want to get experience, you want to try things out. So they might keep it a full-length game, but at a certain point, if the Garnet team can't get off the field, and they do there, that's a strike. There's kind of a courtesy call we're looking for. That ball looked a bit outside. The umpire says that's it, strike 3. So now Joseph Zen will trot back to the dugout, and the white team will come back out on defense. 17-2 the score now as they get out of that inning.
Yeah, we'll see if it goes a full 7. I'm with you that since it's just a scrimmage, why not get in as much baseball as you can? But we'll see. We'll see. Heading to the top of the 5th, so that the matter will be resolved unless the Garnet team puts a bunch of runs together really quickly. That matter is going to be resolved very shortly.
Yeah, and usually high school baseball games, they're around 2 hours, and it's been an hour 55 since this game began, or more like an hour 50. This game didn't begin exactly at 2 on the dot. But we're approaching 2 hours, so I got a feeling this 5th inning could be the last one. But we haven't really gotten any sort of signal from the coaches or anything to signify that. So now Wyatt Washko headed to second base. Owen Block taking his place on the pitcher's mound. He was playing shortstop earlier. Now he moves back into the pitching position. Owen, another one of the guys. He's put in a lot of work in the offseason. And he's been clocked at about 90 miles an hour. I forget what his exact measurement is. Maybe it was above 90. But he definitely has hit 90 on the radar gun. And now Nathan Woodard will go and talk to him before this inning begins. But he's coming into pitch now, getting his first pitches in a USN game this season. So we'll see what kind of speed he's got on that arm early in the year. He winds up. First pitch, it is an inside strike. Looked to be pretty much the same spot Quinn was hitting those inside pitches, and the umpire wasn't calling them, but he gives him that strike there. Owen, similarly to Townsend, he goes from the stretch, even with no runners on. Another interesting part of his game, that pitch, that one hits the tip of the glove of Nathan Woodard, and it goes behind him, so 1-1 count now. Comes set. 1-1 pitch, and it is right down the middle. That's a great pitch with some nice velocity on it. 1-2 count. Dylan Washko steps back into the box. Owen comes set. He deals, and it's high and outside. 2-2 the count now. Two-two pitch, and it's hit out to right field. Brock fields it, and it goes by him, so now Dylan going to try to get to second base, and he will. Ball comes in, takes the throw, and he gives it back to Owen. That's going to be a double. It looks like that'll be a single plus a one-base error. He does get to second base, and now he's going to get a courtesy runner, as he is the catcher. So solid single there, and it was a mistake from the right fielder that allowed him to get to second base, but regardless, on his part, to get on base and to advance bases.
He did a great job staying with a tough curveball there. Just sort of reached out and slapped it into right field. Nice job, and then, as you pointed out, turned it into a second base as well.
Yeah, good base running, good awareness from him. That's what you like to see from a USN hitter. Now Owen's next pitch will be a check swing. Pitch was in the dirt, but he check swung at it. The umpire says it was a full swing, or at least full enough to be called a strike. 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch, and nobody goes. He fakes a pickoff back to second base. He lifted the leg, turned around, looked at second, faked a throw, but he couldn't find. He couldn't catch Austin Kaysen sleeping, and now he will make a real pitch. That one is swung on and missed. So 0-2 the count now for Quinn Powers. Middle infielders trying to keep Austin close to the bag. He's looking to take a bigger and bigger lead. Now Wyatt coming in a little closer. He comes all the way over to second. Now he works his way back, and here comes the full pitch. That one's in the dirt once again. Fielded well by Nathan. Keeps it in front of him. And it'll be a 1-2 now. Owen, some of his pitches are going low, but he's getting the hitters to swing at him. And, there on an 0-2 count, you don't really need to be throwing a super accurate pitch. You kind of want to make the swinger, or the hitter, swing. You want to make the guy swing out of desperation. Couldn't get him to do it there, but that was a really good-looking pitch. It's going to be a ball. Just low. I think I would have called that one a strike, but it was just low in strike zone. So 2-2 is the count now. Now he's got to work be slipping away now. It was 0-2, now it's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch and strike 3, the umpire with a dramatic strike 3 call there. That one, I mean, you always want to swing when you have 2 strikes, but I don't really blame Quinn for pulling back on that one. I don't know that I agree with the umpire's calls there. I think the second ball should have been strike 3. But that's strike 3. I don't know. I think I would call that one outside. Either way, Owen showing that he can hit the outside of that strike zone, really kind of on the verge of striking the ball, and he's hit this well. Now he does not pick off the second base. Austin gets back in time with little trouble. He doesn't even have to dive back. He stays standing, and Wyatt returns it to him. Wyatt trying to keep him close. Here comes the pitch, and it's swung on, and it'll be a foul ball. Braden Frank is at the dish, and he has an 0-1 count now after that foul ball. Comes set for the 0-1 pitch. Cognizant of that runner on second base. Not letting him bother him too much, though, and he delivers. Braden, he gets the foul ball and goes behind him. 0-2 count now. A lot of looks back to Austin at second base, but it seems like his mind is really where it needs to be on the plate. And he is continuing to throw those pitches with accuracy and hitting the spots that he needs to be hitting. So good on him keeping the runner in check, but not letting it really control his mind and his focus. The 0-2 pitch. It goes low, but it's in the strike zone. Strike 3. Braden Frank. That was a 3-pitch count for Owen Block. Really good work there to put the seater out. And now stepping up to the plate, freshman Adam Wang. Pitch right down the middle. Great pitch with some great velocity. I don't know if Adam was ready for a pitch that hard, and it's an 0-1 count. Like we said, for a guy like Adam, a young player, getting to face somebody with the speed that Owen has, you're going to see plenty of pitchers throughout the season with the speed of Owen in these district opponents. So getting to face a guy like this early where there's not really much to lose, it's really good for the development of a player. And I think really the only reason we haven't seen games like this take place in previous years is just because they haven't had the numbers. But now they've got really enough players for full varsity and JV rosters and enough players to split up squads. Strike 3 there to Adam Wang, so that will end this half inning. The white team looks like they'll go ahead now. Still not sure when this game will be called. It could be at the end of this inning. We could see a 6th, we could see a 7th, who knows. But it appears Garnet team heading out back into the field, white team preparing to hit, and we're ready for the bottom of the 5th.
Owen with a very nice half inning of pitching there. As you said, good learning experience for Adam Wang. I actually liked what I saw from Adam Wang in that at bat. He hung in there. A lot of times a younger kid facing a pitcher with high velocity will sort of cower out of the batter's box. He didn't do any of that. He made some good aggressive cuts in there. Took strike 3 on the inside corner of the plate. Understandable that one might think that would have been a ball, but I didn't hate at all what I saw from that at bat. I think he's got a bright future as a batter for USN.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't look timid at all. He was ready to take the challenge straight away. He did end up striking out, but it was a good at bat, especially for a freshman. Now it looks like Adam will be coming to play second base. He was an outfielder early in this game. Now it looks like he's coming in to play second. Townsend now coming in to play first base. It was Braden at first earlier, and Braden is on the mound now. So Townsend at first, Adam at second. We have Aiden still shortstop. There's no third baseman on the field yet. And as we look in the outfield, we have Austin Case in right field, Hugh in center, Meyer in left. Looks like Quinn might be at third base. Once again, hard to tell. Because third base is probably the furthest position from us on the field, and we can't see the numbers exactly from the way he's positioned. But it looks like it's Quinn, as far as I can tell. And that is, that's Quinn. That is Quinn. Yeah. For a second, I thought I might have seen a 19 in the jersey, but that is 12. That's Quinn Powers. Who's playing third base now.
Braden Frank has a lot of experience pitching. I've seen him pitch many times over the past several years. Got a distinctive style, sort of unusual wind-up and reach back as he delivers. But he's very effective, and I'll be interested to see what he looks like at the start of his senior season.
And you want to talk about interesting wind-ups. Wyatt is a bit interesting, but it's hard to describe in words on a radio broadcast the way he pitches. But he does have an interesting wind-up. The way his arm movement goes with his leg lift. It's an interesting wind-up, but it seems to work for him well enough. So now Isaac Gordon, the lefty, or no, that's... Apologies, it's hard to tell.
I believe that's Isaac. Looks like number 3.
Oh no, that is Brock Burgess at the plate, and he is hit by the first pitch from Graydon. So now another lefty, so there are 2 lefties, so that's why I was confused. I thought Isaac was the only lefty in the field. Brock hits lefty as well, so now Brock makes his way to first base. He's hit by Graydon's first pitch of the day, and now Isaac does step up to the plate this time. Number 10 hitter Isaac Gordon. He's also pinch run, gotten a run or 2 for this White team. And I really think everybody on this team, on the White team, has scored so far, except for the pitchers and catchers who haven't been able to cross the home plate. But everyone who's been on the bases, I would have to imagine, has scored today, with this total of 17 runs that they've gotten for themselves. Now Graydon looking Brock in the eyes. Now he comes set. Delivers the pitch. Hits the dirt. Dylan gets in front of it in time. Brock does not try to go to second base. And Isaac swings at that one and he misses it, so 1-2 is going to be the count now. One-two pitch now coming from Graydon. He deals. And it will be another foul ball from Isaac, so he stays alive. It'll be a 1-2 count once again. One-two pitch, and it's high. 2-2 is the count now.
Called there, the runner advancing freely to second base. Not sure.
And you'll have that with that interesting windup. You take one wrong step or have your timing a little bit off, and you might get a balk called for you. And that's what happened there. So
the rule that I always remember is that the pitcher, when coming set, must come set for a full second. And Graydon has a very rapid move where he comes set and then delivers immediately. The umpire may want him to come set a little bit longer. Let's see how he adjusts.
And one thing I saw too when Brock was at first base, I saw this. It went uncalled the first time. I don't know if this is what they called him for, but sometimes when he came set and it looked like he looked over his shoulder after coming set, it looked like he looked a little too far, and he might have turned his body. So that might have been what they got him for too. But there's a strike. That's strike 3 on Isaac Gordon. So he gets the first out of the inning. Still runner on second after that balk. Score remains 17-2.
The umpire calls for time and is running up the third base line. This is an interesting development. Oh,
and he looks like he's
hugging some children.
Hugging,
small
yeah.
children. They probably here with their mother. They have to leave. He gives them a little goodbye hug. Love to see it.
You don't see that every day. That is good to see. So now we have Owen Block stepping up to the plate. 1 out, runner on second base. Braden Frank on the mound. And Graydon's first pitch to Owen. And it's swung on, hit up the middle. No, it'll be a foul ball. Looked like from our angle that was a chopper over to Graydon, but it went foul. Went over the the third base foul line. So 0-1 count now. Graydon getting some words of encouragement from his teammates. Not really much work to keep Brock close to second base. He could have taken an even bigger lead. There was nobody there. Graydon turned around, looked to pick regardless. There was nobody there, keeping him at bay. So Graydon had to do the job on his own. Now Adam covers second base, and now Graydon takes another step off the rubber, looks over to second. Brock's still there. And that ball is driven by O'Block deep into left field. It's going to go over the head of Austin Case, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. Brock's going to score. Owen gets to second. He's rounding third. Or he's rounding second, gets to third. He will slide into third base. That's going to be an RBI and a triple. Let's see if he throws the U up this time. I'm guessing not. And now he's going to get a courtesy runner as he is pitching now. Still maybe he's not getting courtesy. His helmet fell off. He gets his helmet, collects it from Adam Wang. So we've yet to see a courtesy runner. I would imagine we'd see one in a second. Will we see a late throwing up of the U as he trots back to third base? Looks like we won't.
He's just a home run short of the cycle here.
He is. Maybe we'll see. Maybe they can get another one of those 8-run innings or whatever that one inning was. We can see a home run there. He's got a single, double, triple. I don't know if he'll hit one out of the park, but we could see an inside the park home run considering his speed. It's certainly possible. You would love to see the cycle here for Owen Block. And we hear that walk-up song once again from Grant Reilly. This has to be maybe this is a prank from Jeffrey Friedman. Ground ball to third base now, fielded by Quinn Powers, and he retires and throws it to first base. Townsend makes a catch, so 2 outs. Maybe this is Jeffrey Friedman, the injured infielder who's controlling the scoreboard and the walk-up songs, messing with him. Or maybe this is their punishment for not having a walk-up song in time. Who knows what it is? I'll have to ask the team and see what the deal is, but that is pretty funny, the sort of circus clownish walk-up song that Grant has. So yeah, 2 outs now.
I thought that I was hearing a mariachi band, but you heard it more as like a circus theme of some sort.
Yeah, I could see it being kind of a mariachi. I don't know, because I kind of heard mariachi this time, but the last time I heard some chicken noises and some sort of animals and carnival circus kind of thing. So not quite sure. Maybe they're switching up each time. Maybe they I don't know. But definitely interesting walk-up song choice out of either Grant or his teammates. Nathan Woodard back at the plate now. 2-1 the count, 2 outs. And it's one senior pitching to another senior. Nathan got a few RBI today. We'll see if he can drive in this runner at third base. He drives that one to right field. Could be foul, but it looks like it's going to stay fair. And it's a fair ball. Austin picks it up and he throws it into the infield. He finds Aiden at shortstop. Another run will score, so 19 is the total for the white team right now.
Long single there for Nathan. Thought thought he might have had a chance to get 2 out of it, but he was content to keep it to a single.
Yeah, and when it goes to the right fielder there too, it's pretty close to second base. It's a bit of a dangerous play to try to extend that to a double. He kept it safe. He got the RBI. He got what he was looking for. Drove that run in. He really got all he needed, so he decided to just stay put. Smart decision by him. Now Townsend France, the cleanup hitter at the plate. Grant once again coming in as the courtesy runner for Nathan. He is really getting a good cardio workout today. He runs the bases. He was just on third base when Nathan drove him in, and now he goes and runs him again. He's at first. So he is getting some good conditioning in today. If he hadn't gotten enough conditioning in practice, he's certainly getting it in this scrimmage. 0-1 count now. He throws it over to first base, doesn't get him in time, and it goes back to Braden. So now 1-0 count, 2 outs, and the pitch is high, caught by Dylan, return to Braden, 2-0 count now for the senior, who's pitching to the sophomore. And that one, it's hit to second base. Adam fields it. He throws it over to Townsend. It bounced on its way there. He might be called safe. No, the out is given. And that is it. We have a 19-2 win here for the White team. Really conclusive win on their side. And it ends there in a close call, but the umpire gave the out. Dominant performance, really good job for Wyatt Washko pitching there. And lots of good signs, lots of things to improve on. That's what you want to see in a scrimmage like this.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be out here, watch the game. Wyatt, as you said, pitched to beauty. Saw some nice plays on defense, but also, as you said, some things to work on defense. Can get better in all phases of the game, but certainly a really strong foundation upon which to build as this season is going to develop.
Yeah, we've got some USN baseball coming up. During the week of spring break, they've got 3 games, 2 in a row against East Nashville and Magnet High School. Make sure to check those out at USN Broadcasting. Hopefully we'll have a video broadcast. If not, at the very least, we will try to get you a radio broadcast like this one. But lots of USN spring sporting events coming up, some USN baseball in the very near future, and some more lacrosse, soccer, and other events even further down the pipeline. So make sure you check out USN Broadcasting on YouTube once again for the rest of our streams. Thank you for tuning in today. For Reed Murray, or for Dr. Fitz, I'm Reed Murray.